Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you want a bite of this delicious banana muffin, stay tuned and watch the video recipe. For this recipe, you are going to be needing some muffin cups, and I am going to melt this half cup of butter. This is 1 stick of butter that we are going to melt. You need 2 eggs. I have 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. You will need 1 cup of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and we are going to be needing about half a cup of this sour cream. And I'll be using 1 teaspoon of almond extract and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I like mixing the two. And I have 3 ripe bananas that I will be using. And I like to add a little bit of nuts in mine. I will be adding some walnuts in mine. But also we are going to make a delicious topping to go with this, a nice crumb. So for the crumb, you are going to be needing 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I have 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And I am going to be using a little bit of the nut as well and for the crumbs. And you are going to be needing a muffin pan, of course, to make the recipe. Please check the description box where I will list exactly the right measurements for you guys, and I will list all the ingredients as well. Let's get cooking, guys. So first thing we are going to want to do is mash the bananas. I went ahead and peeled them, of course. The riper, the better. I never throw away ripe bananas, guys. You can freeze them and use them whenever you are ready to use them. And I did went ahead and melted that butter for 30 seconds. If you have a banana masher, of course, or a potato masher, you can use that. This is just me not wanting to get so many dishes dirty, because at the end of the day, I have to wash them. All right, this is pretty good. You can leave little chunks in there if you'd like. This is looking pretty good. Now we're going to set that to the side. And now you want to go ahead and grab that melted butter, dump it in that bowl. I had my flour in this bowl, but I realized I need the bowl to mix this. And I am going to take the eggs, place it right over here, and take my sugar, mix all that in. I actually like to do this in my mixer, but I realize when I do that, you guys can't really see that well. And we are going to take the eggs, just beat it really lightly, because we are going to continue to beat it in here. And I did remove that little white part in the eggs, just in case you are wondering. For those of you who know, you know what I'm talking about. Mix that well. Nice and smooth. Take that 1 teaspoon of vanilla. If you only have vanilla, you can just stick to the vanilla. I just love the smell of almond extract. That's why I like to use both. But totally optional. These are so great as a grab-and-go breakfast. Make these ahead of time and grab them as you're going out of the house. I save half of this banana just because I want to use it for decoration when I'm ready to take my pictures. I should have opened this ahead of time, but this is the sour cream. We are going to be using half a cup of the sour cream. I love the taste of sour cream and banana bread. Okay, just like that. I just wanted to make sure you guys see the correct measurements. Stick that to the side. And I am almost going to fold this in. So at this point, I can remove this. You see, I'm not really mixing, but I'm folding it in because I know I'll be doing a little more mixing when I add the flour. Just like that. And now to the flour, I want to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I've done this recipe so much I can just do it off head. I don't really need to look at anything. I just know the exact measurements I need to make this. Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And you are going to want to mix all that together. Just like that. And we are going to put in the mashed bananas. Obviously, when I do it without filming it, I don't really go in a specific order. I just want to make sure all the dry ingredients go in last. And now you want to go ahead and slowly add the flour. Oh, let me remove this out of there. I don't need you right now. Just lightly mix it. That's why we're doing a little at a time so it don't give us a hard time when we are mixing. You can see I'm just turning the bowl and add a little more. Again, do the same technique. Really just turning the bowl. If you haven't, please go follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And on Pinterest, all the link will be down in the description box for you guys. And I do have another channel on here. It's a channel that I speak Haitian Creole in. So if you haven't, please go follow me on that as well. I would love and appreciate the support. Same thing. Now it's going to be a little more tricky because it is thicker. But you don't have to apply much pressure at all. Okay. And I am going to do a handful of that nuts. You could add some chocolate chips to this if you wish. I might just add some chocolate chips to some of them because I know my boys would love that so much. Okay. So now I'm going to set this to the side. And now we can work on that topping. So for the topping, I am going to grab some butter real quick. So I'll be right back. So for the topping, which I think I forgot to mention, you are going to be needing 1 tablespoon of cold butter. So to start, I'm going to put that flour and cinnamon in a bowl with the sugar. And this one, we are going to be using our hands. So make sure your hands are nice and clean. We are going to just mix it all together. I actually cut out that butter and I put it in the fridge so that it can stay cold, but I totally forgot to take it out before starting the video. So it's pretty cold, so that way it can stay together. And now we are going to just use our fingers to break it apart in the mix. No rush, so it can be a nice, beautiful crumb by the time we are done. Just use your fingers, or if you have one of those pastry things, I'm not sure the correct name for them, you can use that. I feel like whenever I make these videos, when I'm looking for a certain thing, the name of them, all of a sudden I forget, and as soon as I turn off the camera, I remember. Oh my goodness. the things I go through when I make videos. You can see it's a nice crumb. And to that, I am going to add some of the walnuts to it. About 1/3 cup-ish. Nice and easy. So now we can start filling our muffin cups. And now you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 degrees. I'm going to take those muffin cups and just line them up on here. This will help with the mess, so you don't have to worry about it. I am not sure how many I'll be making, but I'm going to fill it all up. As you guys can see, my kids are Seahawks fans, even though my husband and I are Vikings. And I'm taking an ice cream scoop, a big ice cream scoop, and just scoop the mix right in. Nice little scoop of batter. Oh, this is gonna be so good. My husband is going to be so thankful when he can just grab one of these and out the door with his tea. Such a time saver. I don't bake, but when I do bake, I bake what we like. All right. Some may have more than the others. It's okay. This is so convenient, you guys, I'm telling you. And the chunk of bananas, oh, so good. I like coffee time to time, so I like to have mine with a little bit of coffee. Oops. And if you make like a cream cheese topping, oh my goodness, frosting, I should say, not topping. Oh, and then take some of the crumbs and just put right on top. Make it messy. Enjoy it. Just like this. We are going to bake this for 20 minutes or until they are done. The way I check to see when they're done, I take a toothpick, insert. If the toothpick come out clean, that means they are done. But we are going to set the timer for 20 minutes. All right, guys, my muffins are all done. I'm going to go ahead and grab a toothpick and insert in one of them. As you can see, it came out nice and clean. And I went ahead and grabbed some powdered sugar and about 1 tablespoon of cream cheese that I had left. And I used about 2 teaspoons of whole milk. And I made this drizzle that I'm going to drizzle on top of it. Just like that, nothing too fancy. Like I said, that the thing I used to make the drizzle is so easy. Just some powdered sugar. And this is what they are looking like. The rest of my, let me show you guys. The rest of the batter, I'm going to add some chocolate chips in it just to make some for the kids. But this is what my husband and I are dealing with. Of course, I have to bite into one so you guys can see. And I let them cool down for about 10 minutes, let's just say. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys do try this recipe. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share. And now I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this with a warm cup of tea. I don't like my tea too hot. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you for watching. Continue to stay safe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.